Hello everybody, today I'm going to be ranking every single LEGO Mixel to find out which is the best and which is the worst. Also keep in mind, none of this is objective, I'm not claiming it is, this is just all being done for fun. If you at all disagree with my placements, that's totally valid, and I'd actually like to hear why. Feel free to comment down below your own opinions, and if you think a Mixel should be ranked higher or lower on my list. I try to read every comment I get. Starting us off, we have Flane, who sells for around $15 on Bricklink. Flane is a great LEGO Mixel in terms of first impressions. On release, Flane, and every other Mixel for that matter, sold for $5, so this little build definitely feels like a fair deal. When ranking these, we're going to be focusing on the build itself more than anything else, and Flane is pretty much the perfect example for our ranking criteria. Flane is overall very stable and easy to pose, which is the most important part of the figure in my opinion. If you look closely, his legs don't actually lay completely flat on the ground, but this doesn't actually cause any problems with standing him up, so it gets a pass. While the body is pretty basic, the head is super cool, using a lot of snot building, stud snot on top, to add a lot of detail in the small build. I love the creative overlap of the, I guess, beak? The arms only being able to move up and down is limiting, but it's fine because the rest of the build really stands out. My only problem is the dark red bricks. If you don't know, certain colors of LEGO bricks are more fragile than others, and can break easier. Normally, you won't have a problem with this if you're careful, but for 1x1 cheese slopes specifically, it doesn't matter how cautious you are, they still break from the slightest touch. This is only really a problem when taking apart sets with these pieces, but because Mixel's whole gimmick is taking apart and rebuilding the sets, I'm going to count fragile usage of these colors into account when ranking the sets. Dark red is one of the fragile colors, and it's used in 2 cheese slopes in this build, which are already incredibly fragile. Since the set only uses 2, it won't ruin the score too much, but other sets won't be as lucky. I am placing Flane in A tier, only being held back a tier because of the 2 dark red cheese slopes. Up next is Volk, who sells for around $5 on Bricklink. With creative usage of these weird 3-pronged bar pieces and a detail that can only be seen when the mouth is open, Volk sets himself up for success immediately. While he is very bland at the back, the addition of a 2x2 plate just barely saves this figure from getting points knocked. Volk has ball joints on all of his limbs, so posability is great, and the mouth opening is the cherry on top. However, Volk cannot stand up if his legs aren't rotated a bit, which is a problem because his instructions have them pointing forward. That last part was kind of just a nitpick, but the real kicker is the fact that he has 8 dark red cheese slopes. This knocks what would have been a great set all the way down to D tier due to the fragility. He does come with a Mixel, but that's not enough to save him. Moving on, we have Zorch, who sells for around $5 on Bricklink. Zorch has some very neat building techniques. I love the use of the bike handle as eyebrows, and the trapezoid plate adds more of a unique outline without sacrificing the posability of the legs. Speaking of posability, while the arms can only swivel back and forth, the legs make up for that by having 2 joints each. His back is flat, but the flames distract from it enough that I'm willing to give him a pass. But like the others, Zorch uses dark red cheese slopes. Only 4, but that's still worse than Flane. So he goes in B tier. To end off this video, we have the Infernite's Max. If you collect all 3 of the Infernites, you can combine them together to create the Infernite's Max. This build is great. It combines the aspects of each character into one, with Volk's scorching hands, Zorch's back flames, and Flane's burning head. Okay, so Flane isn't as clear, but the head flames are still there. I would give this build a high score, but unfortunately it uses every single dark red cheese slope, adding up to a total of 14 pieces. If you want to build this, you have to risk breaking every single cheese slope brick from the 3 sets. Sadly, this makes the build go into D tier. And with that, we are done with the video. Let me know if you disagree with any of my placements. Please comment them down below. I do try to read every single comment I get. The next episode of the series will come out eventually. I don't have a good upload schedule, but until then, have a great day.